It's no secret that Super 8 and film has been really popular in weddings lately, but what has been kept quiet, at least for now, is a Super 8 camera that skips the need to buy expensive film and wait for long development times. This is the Instax Mini Evo Cinema. It is a digital camera that emulates the look of Super 8 film or photo from any decade of your choosing, from 1930 all the way until 2010. But is it worth the hype or not? And is it a game changer for weddings? This is going to be my first impressions on this new Instax camera. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Tom. I'm a wedding photographer based in the UK. On this channel, we explore strategies and tools to help you grow your wedding photography business in a way that works for you. So I want to quickly start by saying that the build quality of this is okay. It's made of plastic, but I dropped it on concrete the other day and it hasn't got a single scratch on it, and this thing rolled for about 2 seconds and it's absolutely fine. So it is built pretty well. It feels good in the hand. Obviously, this grip here it feels pretty good in hand. No Super 8 cameras back in the day had a grip like this. They were never this thick. They were like a small cylindrical handle, so it's not like it really looks like a proper Super 8. From the front, it does, kinda. I don't know if like regular non-photographers are going to notice that, so I don't really think it makes a difference. Now, it's got a really small sensor on it, and to be honest, you could get the footage or photos that this thing produces from a phone or an app on a phone that also emulates Super 8 and film, but I don't think that's the direction that Instax were going with this camera. It's got a printer in the top, so you can print out the photos immediately. Obviously, that's a huge selling point of Instax, so I think this will be a really fun camera to hand out to guests, if you're comfortable with that. Now, you can switch between stills and video using this little switch here. So I think what I'm going to do as a photographer is I'm going to give this out to guests and let them shoot some video on it. What I'm thinking is I give it to a trustworthy guest, get them to shoot some video, and because it's time-stamped as well, I can weave those videos into my gallery to give it a bit more of a unique aspect to the gallery. Because when a gallery is about 700 to 800 photos long, which mine usually are, it can get a bit tedious scrolling through them. So it's always nice to have moving image in there as well to keep people interested. You can also include a QR code on the prints that print out of the camera itself, and when you scan the QR code, it will take you to a video of that moment, which is something that I'm going to have a play around with because that's a really interesting idea. So when I do have the opportunity to do that, I will come back with another video following up on what my experience has been with this camera at actual weddings, because I don't have anything to show you at the moment from weddings because I literally got this camera on the day it came out. But I do have some videos to show you from a dog walk, so I'm going to run through those now. How this camera works is you can first select your decade, so it spans from 1930 all the way to 2020. And on the front element, so the lens, you can then refine it even further. There are different levels of grain that you can have and just overall quality. So you just spin the front element for a varying degree of quality. Now you can do this for every year. So if there is a look that you like for a specific year, and to be fair to Instax, they do all look very different. So if you find a look that you like, but it's, for example, too grainy, I'm going to show you a photo that I took that was from, I think, the earliest one, so 1930, but it was really grainy. You can't really tell what's going on. It's just the vague outline of my dog having a poo. So it's probably for the best that you can't see what's going on. But you can increase the quality if you want to. I didn't do it for this one, and you probably don't want to see that anyway. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is find the decade that I like the most, which I think for now is going to be the 1960s because it's got that really nice Super 8 look, and then just refine it so that it's not super grainy, but it's quite clear, but still has that kind of retro look. Just to go through the other buttons, it does have a zoom rocker here, so you can zoom in and out. It has the on and off button up here, and then this little thing here, you just, when you've taken a photo, you pull it out and twist it to print off a photo, and it will then come out of here. You've then got the front element here, so you just twist this ring to change the quality, And you also have a flash up here. So when you're taking photos or video, this flash is really useful for dark situations. Got the SD card that goes into here, and it's also charged by USB-C. And then on the back, you've got a screen which has autofocus as well. The menus, you also have the trigger here for taking a photo or starting a video recording, and if you half press it as well, it auto focuses on whatever the subject is in front of you. On the side, you have where you load the film, so you just open this up here and it opens up, and this is where the film goes in. Now this handle here is detachable, so you can take this lower bit off, and there is a thread in the bottom for a tripod if you want to have it on a tripod. Now here in the UK, I bought this for £330, and for what it is, I think it is quite pricey. It will be useful for both professionals and casual photographers and videographers alike, but is it worth that £330 price tag? My answer right now is I don't know. That is my honest opinion. I can see this being a very useful gimmick, and that is what it is. It is a gimmick. If you don't want a gimmick, look at Fujifilm's professional line, not their Instax cameras. They do have a place at weddings though, and there is a reason that you have probably seen Instax cameras at weddings, and it is because they are so good for events like this. I think it's just going to be such a fun idea to give a guest the role of filming throughout the day for me on this camera, and it's going to be an added surprise that I'm not going to tell the couple about, so they'll get their full gallery, and they'll also have these retro films sprinkled throughout the gallery as well to look through, which if it were me and I was receiving that as a groom, I would be pleasantly surprised, especially as it's come from the perspective of one of my guests. I'm always looking for ways to elevate my client experience, so little things like this go a long way. So even though that £330 price tag does sound expensive for something with such a small sensor and really low quality, it is really all about the client experience. So to be honest, I think that this is going to be a good purchase. I'm not sure, again, if it's worth the price tag, but we will see. I will come back with a full review of the camera when I've used it at a wedding and after I've seen how guests and couples react to seeing the footage and receiving it on their galleries. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did like this video, please do consider leaving a comment and a subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next one.